Hey guys, future Kyle here. Just wanted to say there is a an audio artifact in Christine's audio track. I don't know where it came from. This is the same setup that we normally use. I'm going to try to figure it out for the next recording. It's not too distracting, but you can definitely hear it every now and then. Again, I apologize. Hope you still enjoy the show. I like that line about charging her for the taxi fare.
Mm.
Damn.
I will punch you if you slap me.
Hello everybody, welcome back to AVR Squared here on the Genreverse YouTube channel. It's time for another anime reaction, and today we've got our Oshi no Ko episode 7 reaction. We are on time for sure, guys. Kyle, Christine, hit that subscribe button if it's something that you haven't done already, and if you have, thank you very, very much. We really do appreciate it. Before we get into the reaction, I wanted to bring some attention to a fundraiser I'm doing for my grandmother. My grandmother needs cataract surgery, both eyes. One eye completely lost vision in it. It's obstructed, and the other eye is fading fast. We got her first initial appointment on the 30th. We're looking to raise $1750, and that's for her portion of the surgery costs, pre and post op appointments, and travel expenses. She's going to be going from Missouri to my parents' house in Tennessee. So there will be a link down in the description box below. Even if you can't donate, if you can share the fundraiser, I really would appreciate that. I'm running it. That's my dad, my grandfather, and my grandmother right there. I'm running it, and I also plan on doing a live stream later, hopefully this week, if not early next week, for this. So please do consider helping if you can. We really would appreciate it, and you can help by just sharing the link. So yeah. All right, now that the uncomfortableness is done, guys, it's time for Oshi no Ko. Christine, how you doing?
I'm kind of dreading this episode a little bit because we ended on such a dark note.
He saved her though.
I know, but
he
it's
did.
still,
snatched her away from death's cold hands.
But she's not healthy yet.
No,
so
no, not at all. And when it comes to last episode, thanks to everyone's positive responses to that. We really do appreciate everyone that put in like good words for everyone else to read, because there's a lot of people that have dealt with that. And we had a relative celebrity down in the comments, Wildbow. I'm not sure if you're supposed to say it any other way, but that is the content creator, has made a lot of stories here on the interwebs, and thank you very much for commenting on our thing, on our video. They also had to deal with as they put it, not as intense as what they saw on the show, but they also dealt with a lot of hate. And I think one thing to note, Christine and I mentioned, hey, you said the phrase, don't give people emotional real estate. And we understand that at a certain point that resiliency doesn't necessarily scale up. It's really hard for even the toughest person to cope with that level of hate and vitriol.
It'll wear you down.
Right. We kind of were meaning for general people, not necessarily content creators, because we all face situations where people do pile on us, and it might feel like a lot when it's 4 or 5 people in a school. That's where we're kind of like, hey, don't give them that emotional real estate. You shouldn't even give 5 million people emotional real estate, but we get that the pressure and the awfulness, it scales up quite fast. But the key thing is getting help more than anything in this world. Seek help, and just remember that there's nothing you're gonna go through that someone else hasn't also gone through, and that means you're not alone. So all right, let's get into this. Might help if I bring the watch window over.
That would be helpful.
It's funny, I don't think they will see it, but there's an episode of Bake we recorded with Brian where we showed him this OP. It's funny clip.
Yep. No, you will listen to that song all the way through every time, Kyle.
No, I am a rebel. Punk rock. What'd you do?
I dropped my phone.
Talk about timing. It was like watching a silent voice where you're just like, oh my god, please stop. Somebody say, and oh man, talk about a hard but amazing movie.
Yep.
Hopefully hearing that there was 2 people out there trying to track her down and help her is a good thing for her. Shows her there's care.
Yep.
まああの内容なら当然なんだけど、こういうのって人前に出るようになったら慣れるものじゃないの？多少はね。でも個人差があるから慣れない人はずっと慣れないものよ。
Resiliency is a word that I constantly bring up. In the military, we have our own stresses and issues, obviously. And one of the biggest things they try to teach is resiliency, that ability to build up not just thick skin, but coping mechanisms, because the stuff's going to get to you no matter what. Even the biggest, baddest, most manly man doing manly things soldier in the world is going to get torn up at some point seeing something.
Yeah.
And you need more than just thick skin. You need actual coping skills for when those things do get to you, because it's going to.
その日のメンタル次第では本当に死んでやろうかって思う日もある。大生のない10代の少女が初めて罵詈雑言の集中放火にさらされる心境はあんたには想像もできないでしょうね。
Nope, not at that level.
人生が終わったと錯覚するほどよ。お兄ちゃん言ってた。嘘は自分を守る最大の手段だって。言えてみようね。
Stage persona versus reality, you know?
Yeah.
And there should be, you guys should understand that a stage persona is not the same as a like a straight up lie or a complete character. Most people, their stage persona is just an exaggeration of certain aspects of who they really are, and toning down other aspects. Actors are big for this. Musicians are big for this. Hell, you guys would be surprised how many lead vocalists out there in bands don't actually do much social interaction, because that's just not their thing. Like, it is very uncomfortable, but they're able to get that stage presence, able to get through some meet and greets and stuff like that. Yeah, it's an interesting because some people think that anytime you're on stage it's all fake, when quite often it's just certain things are amped up for entertainment while other things are toned down.
Yeah.
So it's not a complete lie.
Seems also like a good way to like protect yourself.
And also leave something personal still.
Yeah.
A police station's the last place someone like that needs to be. They need to be in a care situation. So when I say need to be in a hospital, it doesn't necessarily mean committed or anything. I mean like in an emergency room, being evaluated, being offered counseling and things like that.
And I get the not wanting to let your parents know. Like sometimes the things that we've gone through, the hard times, it's not just that I didn't want to worry them, like what she said. It was just kind of like I felt ashamed.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we had moved out to Arizona, and you know, '08 was just a really rough year for a lot of people, including me and you. And I was afraid to tell them. We asked help from other people, and I never let my parents know while it was happening, because I just, you know, felt shame. So
yeah, and it's hard to get over that as humans and in general.
他人に興味なさそうにしてちゃんと見てたのね。
別にそんなんじゃない。人は簡単に死ぬ。誰かが悲鳴を上げたらすぐ動かなきゃ手遅れになる。タクシー代は茜に後で請求する。
like a motherly smile. Like, I'm so proud of you.
I know, right? I like that line about charging her for the taxi fare. Damn.
I will punch you if you slap me.
No, but I get it.
No. You can be mad, just don't get physical.
You shouldn't, but I'm saying, like, I get it. Like, I get the emotion.
Yeah.
I like the whole cast showing up. That's really good.
Yeah.
Give her a little bit of power and control.
Mm-hmm.
Brave.
わかった。このままってのは気分悪いよな。おっぱみさいの。つくゆえとやつら。早く立ってしょがいね。警察にはキャブラというのは、確ほど新記者が24時間最新情報を打った時に対して今が今だと人命を発んでいる。
いや、多分本当はシャワーだと。ちゃくちゃ見えるんでしょうね。
あ、うんくかはないと。ここからが本当のリアリティショーだ。
Damn,
茜の
dude.
自殺未遂のニュースが流れ、このギャンブルから降りれば、茜は勝負しないままボロボロになって負ける。ポーカーは
And he's betting on the triumphant return being a thing. I'm wondering if he's going to plan it out upon her return for him to end up doing something romantic with her. But I would also be afraid of him potentially playing with her feelings at that point. So it's like, I don't know. What is he gonna do? Let's watch him find out. Mm-hmm. Now, that's a really good way of doing it. I like that. Much better than potentially playing with feelings.
Yeah.
自分だけど。
へえ、勘どころ悪くない。今のこの状況って広告代理店風に言うと、それって表面的なもの。
So you can swing them one way or the other by giving them that one extra good content.
Mm-hmm.
And she did touch on something kind of big there. The idea of internet bubbles. And that's another thing, guys. We really got to do this. And again, we know that it scales up, and even though there's 8 billion people on the planet now, it's all a fraction, and any one of those platforms, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, any one of them are just a fraction of the population, and those speaking out the way that they do are fractions of that fraction. Even if you get a Twitter post that gets 1 million, 5 million, 10 million hearts, 10 million out of 8 billion people, out of 340 million Americans, it doesn't, gotta kind of keep it in scope,
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking like bullying. I'm talking about like opinions and stuff like that. Like, you are in a bubble, and believe it or not, there are a lot of people that are 100% the opposite of you. You just might not realize there's that many because you're in your bubble, they're in their bubble, and
Yeah.
I know when our videos do well.
こう見えてバズらせのプロなんだけど。
じゃあ俺楽曲提供するよ。そんなのできるのか。
Teamwork
いや
makes
俺
the
レーベル所属の
dream
音
work.
楽で飯食ってるプロなんだけど。
プロモデルの私が定点カメラの位置を気にしてないと思う？一応カメラに気持ちよく映るポジでやってたんだよ。
いろいろ台無しなんだけど。
絶対スタッフは撮っといてる。分かって隠してるんだよ。ずるいよね。
That was an awkward long pause. I hope that was like a delay in our stream.
表に出れば。
僕らがやっているのはリアリティショーというエンタメだ。みんなリアリティのある居酒屋。
No, but you didn't stop anything either.
Yeah. You definitely didn't give the whole story. You
Mm-mm.
edit it to give pieces to make her look bad.
$35. Inside joke reference, actually.
There's another one that I was thinking of earlier. They were playing it off as a joke, but I mean there is some seriousness to it. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but then like in his head he says, but words hurt forever.
Yeah, in some way, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like this line right here. Hold on. Talking about their age. 17-year-olds are dumb kids who are always making mistakes. Yes, you, us, others are. That's the thing. Your parents said it to you. They said it to us. We're saying it to our son. You know, we know a thing or two. You know, we understand some things never change. And guess what? You guys are going to say it. Those of you that are younger than us, you guys are going to say it to your kids too. We need to do more of with our kids instead of just I know, or I know better than you. It's explaining it more and imparting that experience.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't mean that the older people are always right. It doesn't mean that their experience always translates either. It's that thing. Everything new isn't bad, but everything old isn't good. You know, and vice versa. Everything new isn't good, and everything old isn't bad. It's a balance, but do try to keep in mind, especially if you're facing these types of challenges, or facing challenges, hard times. You might be just a 17-year-old dumb kid making mistakes, getting your experiences out.
Yeah.
Keep that in context, guys. Keep that in context.
Yeah. With like when we were kids, like some of our friends' parents, acting like trying to say the words, like trying to relate to them, but it sounds more like they're, lording it over them. Like I've been there too. Like it's like, tone is everything, wording is everything.
Yep.
So, with this guy gets on my nerves. It's like, stop talking down to the kid.
Yeah. One thing we grew up, you couldn't ask why. I think we should normalize not just letting our kids ask why, but telling them why, because you'll learn a lot more that way.
Yeah.
Very true.
で俺の曲でしょ。バーンって感じでいこうぜ。
Energy drinks.
How many did you take? Do you need to go to the ER? Jeez.
what did he do at all? Besides, like, cheerlead. 4. Okay. Look, there it goes. Mm.
You should
There you
walk.
go.
Yeah, there you go. You should walk away though, because
Yeah.
it's like a watched pot never boils. So
分かってる。好き。
Aw.
that's sweet.
Yep.
Dang.
Jeez, pretty good. Never. Mm-hmm.
だけど、
素の自分を晒しても傷つくだけ。これは別にリアリティショーに限った話じゃない。社交術としても重要な概念だ。
アクタンも何重に演じ
That
てるの
stage
に。
presence.
もう少し奥底見せてくれてもいいんだよ。
断る。
I mean, think of it as this: if you're a funny person and you play up your humor to be more loud and goofier or something like that, when someone gets on to you for being loud and goofy, you slowly chuckle to yourself and be like, man, I deliver those great clever jokes in private and at small parties with my friends and family. I don't care if you think the stage stuff is goofy,
私、
you
演
know,
技は得意だし。
something like
やっ
that.
てみようか
Yeah.
な。
Yeah.
そうだよね。アカネって地味に女優だし。アクタンはどういう女が好み？
なんで俺に、
Mm.
今男君だけだから理想の女性像を教えてあげてよ。
理想。顔
What?
My ideal girl.
Oh, okay. I was like, what did you do?
Jeez. Spot on.
Yep.
特徴はやっぱりあの
Although when pause it,
Yeah, sure.
it's now fresh eyes on this case
Yeah.
for her, so maybe she could be a little helpful. So
Possibly.
that'd be kind of
She's
cool.
very studious. She might uncover something.
Yep.
A bit obsessive. That's not good.
聴覚と嗅覚フルカバーまフレルヒン歯の近くチーズスカメゴシンナンクエザクシマトヘンパンザメザ違いたく入ってこうペンがあるいやあああのままリタイアしてくれればよかった
Shouldn't you guys be coming up with some like dance routines or something?
I know, right?
Just sitting
Get
in
to
the
work.
office.
Yeah.
Wow.
本日よりあかねちゃん
I mean, I knew she was practicing for stage stuff, but I don't think they had
ご迷
said
惑を
before
おか
that
けし
she
て
was
申し訳ありません
a
でした
big
頑張り
stage
でお返ししたいと思っています
actress.
よろしくお願いしますそれではスタンバイお願いします
I will say this: I don't know how it is in Japan, but we do have a few people that make relatively big names on Broadway, non-musical theater, and when I say Broadway, I know that can include anyways. Point I'm trying to get at is it does tend to be musical theater that people do get big from here in the US, at least, or North America, we will say. Stage I've heard in Europe, you know, stage is still pretty big, and there's not just screen actors that go to stage, but like you've got people that are almost, you know, just stage, and they're relatively known. Nationally. What's it like in other places? I know we got a lot in the Indo-Pacific that watch. So what's it like in your country for stage versus screen?
行くぞ。
And will they be known between?
Yeah.
そうだねアクア
She studies well.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be traumatic for him.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's my curiosity. So the obsession level there, I mean, if you're able to control that type of stuff is how people become doctors, how they become lawyers, how they invent brand new things, is that type of dedication, and it's a matter if you're able to do that relatively healthily. It was kind of creepy the way they were showing it, and of course with her, you're always kind of curious now, given her history with behavioral health, with mental health. We call it behavioral health in the military, or we had to start calling it. So one and the same: mental health, behavioral health. You would get worried about that type of obsessive behavior, but then when you hear that she's a big stage actress, does she, is that part of it? Was that level of obsessive studying for her, was that her in a healthy space?
Yeah.
I don't know. I still have concerns about her.
Yeah.
Her well-being.
I mean, the girl needs therapy. I don't know
sure.
if her mom's going to get it for her, but it is needed.
Yeah.
With therapy, it's like, we all have baggage, but, to have a therapist can help you unpack that, so it's a little easier to carry,
I of course have been in and out of therapy quite a bit, especially after Iraq. Someone had we mentioned in last week's episode, that you're not alone. There's always someone out there to help you, even if they haven't been through exactly what you've been through. There's help, right? I had a therapist once tell me, I was at one of my lowest points, dealing with a lot of stuff towards the end of my career. My body's giving out. I'm in a lot of pain and all sorts of things going on, and my therapist had mentioned that they had lost patients to less.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like it was her trying to tell me that I had, resilience, that I was strong, that I was making it, but it really isn't. It really isn't me. It's Christine. It's my dad. It was my therapist. It was others. It was me being able to go and find someone to talk to. So
yeah, and of course, like, I understand that there's like some things that you don't want to share, that you can't share. Like, it just doesn't feel like you had your dad.
Yeah.
So
there's certain experiences my dad, who was also in the Army, has been through that I can discuss with him. But that's why I've said so many times, find someone to talk to, because you can't do it alone.
Heck, there's even people like, who give words of encouragement on Reddit, so you can, ask.
I saw in the comments from last week, someone had talked about wanting to leave a mark on Earth, and I get it. There are some people that really truly do want to leave a mark, and they feel completely insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but it's very hard to leave an impression on the whole world, and it doesn't really matter whether or not you do, because usually the impressions that you're making are for entertaining people, whether that's sports, music, comics, movies, whatever the case may be. What does matter, though, is the impression that you make on individuals every day.
Yeah.
Somebody having a way worse day than you you being nice and saying hello or holding the door for them or saying have a good day, that one little interaction may have been enough to keep them from doing something bad for just a few extra hours or a few extra days, for them to get help, for someone to notice them that they needed help, for them to say the right or wrong thing in front of someone that leads to help.
Yeah.
And you just saved a life. Realize that, you know, you're not alone. That's the point. That's the point.
Yeah, and it feels kind of weird that you have to tell people, you know, don't tell people to, you know, exit the world. It seems really strange to have to do that, but yeah, that's...
Yeah, don't do that one. All right,
those
guys.
words cut deep.
We could talk about this stuff for ever. Thank you so much for watching the reaction. Again, if you can share my grandmother's fundraiser, if you can donate, it would be greatly appreciated. I'll be posting the appointments and bills minus personal information to show you guys how the funds go. Looking for 1,750 both eyes for cataracts. Check out our podcast network if you like podcasts. We've got Daily Cog and Breaking Geek covering everything in entertainment you can imagine. AVR reviews go up here. Cantina Star Wars stuff goes up here. And of course, the reaction videos and all the podcasts are available here on the YouTube channel. Best way to watch the reactions, the playlists are really great. You guys can click binge, watch in order, and then of course LRMonline.com every day for all entertainment news, needs, and opinions, celebrity interviews from the LRM YouTube channel, and more. Anything else, babe?
No, I'm good.
All right, guys, thanks. We'll see you next time. Bye.